this is my Bay Diptyque. Hello everybody, welcome to this video. Today I am doing the biggest Mecca haul I have ever done. So as I show you all my items, I'm going to be categorizing them into things that are complete holy grails, must-haves, and then things that I've always wanted. So the reason why I'm categorizing them is so that you don't feel the need to buy everything in the video. Obviously things that I've tried and things that I think are holy grails I would always highly recommend, and obviously things that I've never actually tried before, don't feel the need to run out and get them because I haven't even tried them myself. I want to preface this video by saying that I have actually worked for Mecca for the past 6 years, and I can finally disclose that because I have recently left my job after 6 years of being with the company. And of course I wanted to do a stock up of all the things that I love and all the things I've ever wanted to try before leaving. I don't want anyone to think that this is just your average haul. Like, it definitely is not in a million years would I ever do a haul this size if I wasn't leaving. It's just not realistic, and I don't want anyone to feel like they're lacking or whatever. So I wanted to share this entire haul, and I just thought it'd be a fun experience. Enjoy the video. That's all I can say. I was going to categorize them, but you know what, I think it's just fun if I just pull it out like a lucky draw, like a raffle or whatever. First up, the Briogeo Scalp Stimulating Massager. So this is a never tried before product. I've seen a lot of different brands sell something like this, but because I obviously worked at Mecca, I just thought I'd get the Briogeo one. But it's meant to be made for like stimulating your scalp when you're in the shower and just massaging the scalp. And as you guys know, I suffer from hair loss. So anything that, you know, will help with anything related to hair, I'm so down for, and this was one of them. The bristles are kind of like silicone, so they're not hard. I actually thought they would be quite rock hard, but it's quite soft. So that's that. I won't go into too much detail about it. So this is the beauty of working at Mecca. When you're on the floor, you get to try so many of the products, and half the time it feels like you've already used it before. So this is a product that I love, and funnily enough, it's my first time buying it, but it's the Frank Body Moisturizer. My skin is like the Sahara Desert, and I'm telling you, this is amazing. And it's not cheap, but it's not expensive. It's not like the bougiest body moisturizer, but it's not the most expensive. It's like $24, and it comes in a really cute coffee cup that you can reuse as well. It smells a little bit like coffee, like most of their scrubs. It just glides on like a dream. It melts into the skin quite nicely, but it's not too light to the point where it just disappears completely. But I couldn't recommend this one enough, and this is a holy grail. Even though this is my first time buying it, like I said, when you're on the floor, you get to try so many things all day round. Next up, I have the CEO Sunday Riley Vitamin C. I've heard incredible things about this. I'm not a huge vitamin C person. That's why I never really gravitated towards this when I was working there. But I was like, I'm gonna leave, I'm gonna do a little bit of a haul. Let's just get all the stuff that I've kind of wanted to try, and I just wanted to give vitamin C another shot. I've used their CEO oil, which is like the vitamin C oil, which I absolutely loved. The percentage of vitamin C in there is so low. A lot of people really love the Sunday Riley range. I kind of stopped using it for a while because there's a lot of essential oils in there, but it has never really irritated my skin, to be honest. I just tried to avoid it, but in all honesty, I've never had any issues with Sunday Riley, so I'm happy to give this a go. Another body lotion. I have said many times before in past videos that I'm not a huge bougie body lotion person. I literally have a cheap one on the table right now. This is the Garnier body lotion that I bought for $5, and honestly, it does the job. However, ever since using the Glow Recipe Watermelon Body Moisturizer, I have been obsessed with spending a little bit more on body moisturizer again. The experience is just a little bit nicer, but at the end of the day, not a necessity. The Sunday Fridays body moisturizer, again, just like the Frank Body one, I haven't actually ever purchased it before, but I think it's very nice. I'm going to put this in the category of never tried. I haven't used it as much as the Frank Body moisturizer, which I was certain was a holy grail. I used this once on the floor and I fell in love with it straight away. The texture is really nice. It's lighter than that Frank Body one. It's probably better for summer, but it's still very hydrating. It blends into the skin like silk. I just don't like the scent. I'm just not a huge fan of that coconut vanilla situation. But other than that, honestly, it doesn't even matter because I'm probably using this at night, and I just really like the texture of it. It's beautiful. So Summer Fridays, you are doing something correct. I've never really been a big fan of Summer Fridays masks and stuff like that. However, everything else they've brought out is a dream. The lip balm, this body moisturizer, oil-free gel face moisturizer is amazing as well. Right next in the goodie bag, I know this is going to seem like an overkill of body moisturizer. It is, but I bought the Glow Recipe Watermelon Body Cream. This is incredible. I've used it before. This, however, I'm not going to open to show you because I'm actually going to gift this to someone, but I love this and I feel like everybody needs to try it once at least. I really enjoyed this one. It smells amazing. It's not sticky, it's not heavy. Again, it glides onto the skin like a dream. The only thing I didn't like about this was the fact that it was in a pump. I think the ones that are in a bottle are way better because all the product leaks to the bottom. Other than that, perfect. Another Holy Grail product. I bought 2 of these Glow Recipe Niacinamide Dewdrops. You have seen me talk about these so many times. I've gone through 2 bottles already. This would be my 3rd and 4th bottle. It's just perfect for my kit. It gives everybody a beautiful glow. I find that a lot of my clients have really dehydrated skin, and sometimes hyaluronic acid is just not enough to fake the glow in such a short period of time. I need that glow instantly and like right now when I'm doing makeup on dehydrated skin, and this does that for me. They're so good. I talk about it all the time in almost all of my makeup videos, pictures. That's what I prep my skin with. I use it first and then I use some moisturizer after. I feel like on the packaging it tells you to use it as a primer, which I don't know if I really agree with, but it doesn't really matter. Just do what works for you. I'm very used to using serums as serums, not as a primer, so that's that. Holy Grails again. My Nars Sheer Glow colors. Sheer Glow is like a staple in my kit. I've yet to find something that's cruelty free in my kit that is just as good as this. So at the moment my priority is just getting the look for my clients. My second priority is making it cruelty free. So it is still high up on my list in all honesty, but I've yet to find a foundation that's just as good as Sheer Glow and just as versatile as Sheer Glow, and the color range is phenomenal as well. I actually realized that I freaking have 4 bottles. So I just had to stock up on my staple colors and my summer colors for the kit. So the colors that I have is Mont Blanc. It's a really great color for more pale skin. It is more pink toned. Guadalupe is my Holy Grail color because it kind of matches close to me, and it's a really nice olivey, like warm color for Asian skin tones. Almost 90% of my clients will be that color, or that will be the base color, and I'll mix in a little bit more of a darker or lighter color. And then I have Tahoe and I have Aruba. Aruba and Tahoe, they're great mixes, so they're good to even just have to mix into your original foundation color as you get darker for summer. So Sheer Glow, Holy Grail, incredible. Next up, I bought 2 packets of these. I've already opened one and shared it on my Instagram, but it's the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. These are phenomenal. I always get questions about, is this better than Urban Decay? Is it better? I don't really know, to be honest with you. I've used Urban Decay for so long and I just feel like they're so similar. It's so hard to tell whether a setting spray is good or not. However, I will say that I used this the other day to run errands with my friend, and we both had to put on a mask, and I was actually really worried that all my makeup would transfer onto the mask because we had somewhere to be after. Her mask had transfer on it, and I don't know whether it's because she didn't set it enough or we just have different setting techniques. When I took my mask off, we had it on for the exact same amount of time. When I took my mask off, no transfer. And I don't know whether it's because I set it down very well, which I have been doing a lot lately. I find that I've set my foundation with so much powder, or whether it's because of this spray, but I'm gonna kind of give credit to this spray because I have a feeling it was the spray and not just the powder. I think some people use setting sprays assuming that it will just hold their makeup for the entire day. Setting sprays do not work like that. You cannot just have wet foundation and spray a setting spray and hope for the best. It's not like a sealant. It's not like a plastic sealant. Some are, but generally speaking, not. They don't really work that way. They do in some capacity, but it needs to be in conjunction with your setting powder. They work together as a team, so just keep that in mind. Don't have very unrealistic expectations. I think some people get really disappointed when their setting spray doesn't hold anything. I'll ask the customers, you know, what else are you using? Foundation, and I'll spray the setting spray. I'm like, okay, that's your problem right there. These are phenomenal. I've gotten the little travel sizes because I like it in my kit to be that size. I've used the full size for a very long time. Moving forward, when I'm done with these, I will definitely refill them. Get on these, love them. They smell much better than the Urban Decay setting spray. That's the one thing I will say. It's not as offensive. Next up, the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzers. The reason why I got the refill is because one, I feel like the original packaging is ridiculous. It's in this huge metal pan and it's just such an overkill. Like, I don't even know why they would do something like that. And secondly, these are for my kit, so I don't want it in packaging because either way it's going to get depotted and it's just a waste. So I got the refills, and so I would highly recommend you do this to save money. Even if you're not a professional makeup artist, buy like a Z palette or magnetic palette and just buy refills of stuff. Don't buy things with the packaging. I know it seems really like bougie and glam. You get over it within a week and it's a waste of money. It's a waste of packaging. So the beauty industry is already one of the biggest drivers of waste and landfill, and I'm very aware of that. So wherever you can make a difference, do so, and demand for like refillable things like this. Anyway, this, even though I have not purchased it before, I've used it on customers in makeup applications at Mecca, and this is a holy grail. This blends in like silk. I am a huge Hourglass Bronzer fan too. Those have a really, really nice glow to them, and I will never take them out of my kit. And so that's why I never really thought I would really enjoy these ones, because they are matte and I don't really care that much for a matte bronzer other than to set a contour. Phenomenal. Phenomenal, phenomenal. I have purchased it in the color medium, and I've also purchased it in the color tan as well, which I will show you. But these just blend out like silk. Again, this is just falling out of the pan. So this is medium and this is tan. They contour, they bronze, they give us the skin a bit of warmth. I really, really enjoyed using these when I was in the store. I always used it on the customers. I can't recommend them enough, and it's strange because they're matte, but I don't know, Charlotte Tilbury is doing something right, and that's all I can say. So I've actually never used this before. This is the IGK Good Behaviour Spirulina Protein Smoothing Spray. It's basically just a heat protectant with keratin in it. I've had a friend who has used this and she loved it. I've seen a lot of people use it online. There's really great reviews about this. My hair is so frizzy and I always straighten my hair when I go out, like every couple of weeks, and when I make content, and I just need something that's really smoothing, because as you straighten your hair more and more, the frizzier and the more damaged it gets. So it's a catch-22 kind of situation. I really held off from buying this for so long because I don't like using aerosols, and I've said that many times before in other videos. I don't like using aerosols because they're so hard to get rid of. I wanted to buy the actual spray version of this, which is new for them, but it was sold out when I was making my last purchase. So I just kind of got the aerosol spray. I will report back. Next up, pair of lashes. I don't know why I just bought one. I should have bought 10. I did buy pairs of other lashes that I'll show you in a bit. This is the Downtown LA Morphe lashes. I love these. They're kind of like the Demi Wispy lashes, but a little bit wispier. Phenomenal, inexpensive, holy grail. Next up, I got a recommendation for this online by Stanley, I think. Thank you very much, Stanley. This is the Urban Decay Waterline eyeliner pencil. So this has terrible reviews, I'm not gonna lie, but because it was a recommendation, I'm gonna go with it. I'm happy to stick with it. I find that you just have to be really realistic sometimes. The waterline does not set for a reason. When you try eyeliners on your hand, you have to keep this in mind. When you try eyeliners on your hand, and I tell customers this too, your hand is dry. When you do it on your waterline, you're applying it to a surface that is wet. And so when you're applying it to a surface that is dry, it's gonna have a chance to set. But when you apply it to a surface that is wet, which is the waterline, it's probably not going to get a chance to set as well as your dry hand. And so I go in with really realistic expectations. I try to avoid using waterline pencils or doing the waterline if I know I haven't got a smoky eye on, because I know no matter what I do, it will transfer. I'm sure it's going to be great. I think the reviews are, like I said, really bad because people think that it's a miracle product, but I don't think that it works that way, unfortunately, because that's just not, that's almost borderline impossible. Next up, this is a holy grail product. I don't like primers. I've said this many times before in many of my videos. I'm not a huge fan of primers. However, this is the Urban Decay primer. It does help make the makeup last longer. It doesn't feel claggy, sticky, fills up the pores lightly, but I like popping this just in the center of my client's face. It's a foundation gripping primer and I really like this one. I don't know if it makes the biggest difference, but if there's any primer that I would buy and feel comfortable using it, it would be this. And I say I don't know if it makes a big difference because there's just so many factors that affect the longevity of makeup. Whether the client's skin, how well you set the powder, what is the client doing with the face through the whole day. Like, are they laughing, are they smiling, speaking a lot? I find that people who don't normally wear makeup a lot tend to rub their nose, rub their eyes quite a bit, whereas people who do wear makeup quite a bit are very conscious of that. I just say this is a really nice extra step to have in the routine, so I really love that one. Next up, this is the Hourglass Radiant Bronze Light. Holy grail. I always speak about this bronzer. I had to refill this in my kit because I don't want to ever go without it ever again. This is the Hourglass bronzer. It gives you the best glow, smooths out the skin, it gives you a bit of color. You can sort of contour a little bit with it, but it's more of that sun-kissed glow. There is never a time where I won't use this bronzer. So Radiant Bronze Light is for medium skin tones. So basically I would say from my skin tone onwards, I would say Radiant Bronze Light is good. And if you're a little bit warmer, if you're a little bit more on the lighter, pinkier tone side, I would say Luminous Bronze Light. If you don't like shimmer and you've got slightly fairer skin tone, I would say Nude Bronze Light is quite nice for you as well. So it's not just the Radiant Bronze Light that I think is a holy grail. I actually think the entire range is phenomenal. Okay, next up, I've already showed these on my Instagram. These are the Kosas mini trio. So I've purchased more of these as little gifts for Christmas, so someone special is gonna get them. So I've really enjoyed them. But after trying them on my clients, I decided to get my very own full-sized one. Like I've said, I already know that the formula is good. I just wasn't sure about which color I would like most for myself. I purchased this in Unzipped, and so this goes in the Holy Grails category. Now this is the very nude sort of color. These, I just can't get over them. Honestly, Kosas have done the most incredible job at creating these, because I already thought that the Fenty Beauty glosses were holy grail stats, but these are very much up there as well. I will say they're not as thick and as rich as the Fenty Beauty ones. They're just a really nice oil slick on the lips, and I'm going to pop some in the center. I like using this color just as like a nude touch in the middle. It's not a color I would apply all over my lips. It's just more the center, and it has like an iridescent finish. Obsessed. If you can't find the minis, just get the full sizes because you're going to churn through it so quickly. I promise you, you will love them. Since we're already talking about Kosas, let's just talk about the rest of the Kosas range that I am obsessed with. Every time a client asks me what I am using on them, it is always the gloss, the brow gels, the concealers. I literally love everything from Kosas. So Kosas, if you're watching this, I love you. Feel free to reach out. I would love to work with you. Anyway, Kosas concealers. As I've gotten older, I've realized I finally understand why people don't like certain concealers. When you're young, every concealer works for you. It doesn't matter what it is. Every concealer works for you. When you hit 25, things start changing. The wheels start turning. Your skin starts changing. I have recently found that concealers that I used to love, like Tarte Shape Tape and whatnot, they just don't hit the same anymore. I still have them in my kit for clients because the coverage is phenomenal. However, recently, these have become my holy grail product, and I'll open some of them to show you. But they are just a dream, like an absolute dream. They are hydrating, they have coverage, they blend out like a dream. You don't need much, a little bit goes a really long way. They spread really well. Everything about these concealers are incredible. If you've got very oily skin, I would stay away from them. If you've got normal combo dry skin, this is perfect. This is probably the only concealer that I've popped on a client and I've left for a little bit while I'm doing like contour and blush and stuff, and it hasn't creased, and that goes to show you how hydrating it is. The colors I've bought, 4.5 is what I'm actually using on myself at the moment. I really like 4.5 because it's got a slightly peachy undertone. Keep in mind, I will say this is something that people don't realize. The entire range is very golden, very olive, very yellow, which I think is a shame because not everybody is that shade. I understand the olive colors will work very well to match the skin tone here. Under the eye, I like covering darkness. I like brightening the skin. So using very olive tones don't really do that for me. So that's why I've chosen all the slightly cooler colors. I will say 4N is like a skin tone color. It's probably not what I would use under the eye, but it's more so to match the skin tone. So I've got that in my kit. 4.5N. Under the eye, it's perfect. Normally, if you want a bit of reference, sometimes I jump between ginger and custard in Nars. 2.5C for my kit. For my lighter gals, this is the only color in the lighter range that's nice and cool, or slightly pinker. Again, it's as pink as it is. When you pop it next to a real pink concealer, it's still quite warm. So keep that in mind as well. It's not something I would buy online. These concealers, I would definitely go in store to try. Don't take the plunge online. It's not like your regular concealers. Coloring is a bit funny. Moving on, again, we're still on the topic of kosas. The brow gels. Oh, I have yet to use a brow gel I love as much as this. I thought I loved Glossier Boy Brow. Thought they were great. I thought I loved the MCO Beauty brow gel. I thought they were great too. I thought I loved the Schwarzkopf Got To Be hair gel. Thought they were great until I used the Kosas brow gel. I just cannot get over these. Everything about them. They thicken your brow. They color your hair. They cover any patches. If you've got very, very, very stubborn hair, there's a chance it may not hold your brow hair up because you might need like the Schwarzkopf hair gel. My brow hairs are pretty stubborn and I've found that they've just been incredible. Every single person that I've used this on has asked me, what did you use in my brow? And they've gone out and purchased it. So get on it. Okay, I just need a new lash curler. This is for me, this is not for my kit. This is the Shiseido lash curler. I bought this because you can actually refill it. They sell refillable pads. My Surratt one, I don't think you could refill, and I just didn't like it that much. My Kevin Aucoin one I use for my clients is phenomenal. I just thought I want to try something different for myself. The Shiseido one, if you look at it this way, it's quite flat, so it's really great for Asian eyes, which I'm assuming what it was like sort of originally made for Asian women, or Asian people I should say, not women. But it comes with a refillable pad. I really like this because it's quite flat, so it gets every single lash, especially if you have very flat or smaller eyes. So my beautiful friend Reem has recommended me this. I'm not a huge eye primer person. When I do makeup on my clients, I will use concealer, set it down with powder, and that's my eye base. However, Reem has said this has been fantastic for oily eyelids. This is the Smashbox 24-hour photo finish shadow primer. She said this has really held all her eyeshadow down. And I've noticed with some of my clients, even if I do the concealer and powder trick, it's just not enough to hold down their eyeshadow. And I find that some people just genuinely have very, very oily eyelids. So I just have to have this in my kit to try, just to see how it goes. And I'm very excited because I have a feeling it's going to be a dream. Okay, so next up I have a holy grail. This is the Tatcha Dewy Skin Mist. I will always spray a really set down setting spray in the center. So Urban Decay, Charlotte Tilbury in the middle, all over the face. And then at the very end, I will spray this through the sides of my face. So I'll just hold everything and I'll just spray like that. And I'll do it on that side and I'll spray it on the sides of my face. That's my little trick for glowy skin, even if you've got oily skin. The trick is never to spray anything or make anything dewy in the center, but everybody still looks healthy with glowy cheeks, and that's how I achieve it. So I use the Tatcha Dewy Skin Spray, and the packaging is gorgeous. I don't think I'll ever get over this packaging, but that's the spray there. And this has been around for years. There was so much hype around it for years and years and years. I don't really like it as a skincare product. I prefer not to use it as a skincare product. For me, it's more of a makeup product than anything. Pillow Talk Lip Liner. I've purchased this before. I don't necessarily think this is a holy grail or must have, but I think it's definitely a color that you would want to have in your kit if you're doing a wide variety of skin tones. It's definitely a color you just want to have there. Like a very nice and pink sort of color, and I think this is the natural lip color for a lot of people. I find that my Asian clients don't really have pink lips. We have much browner edges and much cooler edges. However, I find that when I do more European like skin tones, the lips are very pink, and when I put brown on it, it looks ridiculous. So this is kind of like a must-have, I guess, to make sure you have all the lip liner colors that you need. I will say the lip liners are very smooth and a dream to blend out. So I also bought the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk blush as well. I've already purchased one of the Charlotte Tilbury blushes in the color Ecstasy, but I just thought I'd get this too because I find that when you use the entire Charlotte Tilbury range, everything is quite cohesive and it looks really, really good together. The way Charlotte Tilbury has done their marketing is phenomenal. Like, they've just made an entire range all around the same color. It just makes it easy for customers to go in and say, okay, I loved Pillow Talk, let's just get everything else in Pillow Talk. And so whatever they've done in terms of the marketing strategy is just... And so this is the Pillow Talk blush. It is a little bit deeper. It's actually not as pink as I thought it would be because the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk range is quite pink. And so this is not as pink as I thought it would be, but it's a really beautiful like dusty pink on the cheeks. It's almost like your natural flush, and that's what I really love about it. So continuing on the Pillow Talk bandwagon, I bought the cream shadow from Charlotte Tilbury as well, the Pillow Talk cream shadow, which I freaking loved as well when I tried it on someone. It's quite a nice like pinky champagne-y color. If you don't know what you're doing with eyeshadow, a pot of this is more than enough. You just blend it out on your eyelid and it just blends out like a dream. but it's out there obviously. So we're going to cap off this Pillow Talk Charlotte Tilbury situation with the eyeshadow palette. I really loved this. The mattes were incredible. I will admit, I think this is a very expensive eyeshadow palette for $80. For 4 colors, it's very expensive. And I think if you are on a budget, you can definitely find something similar from Colourpop or something somewhere else. You know what's really funny is that I thought that the pigments were terrible, especially the shimmers. When I swatched it on my hand, it didn't look great. However, when I used it on the client, the mattes, phenomenal. They blend out like a bloody dream. So good. The colors were beautiful. Everything about it was stunning. And when I used the shimmer, it worked out just fine. I think we're so used to that really Instagram heavy shimmer that this is like that really beautiful, like chic, like not a shimmer overkill kind of look. It's very glowy, it's very natural, it's very effortless. And so that's why I understand why the pigment in here is not heavy. And if you're looking for heavy Instagram sort of style makeup pigment, you're not going to be happy with this. This is very much an eyeshadow palette that will work for all ages, especially more mature aged skin where you don't want that chunky heavy glitter. Next up, Holy Grails. Let's get back into concealer. These are the Nars Concealers. I've got the color Custard and Ginger. These just are the colors that I churn through the most for my kit. In my kit, I should say. They are just fantastic. They're just foolproof, work every single time, work on most people. If you've got super dry skin, sometimes it can catch a little bit, but that's when the Kosas concealer comes in. Yeah, these are just phenomenal. If you've used them, you already know. The pigment is fantastic. You get a lot of coverage out of it. They blend out really nicely. I have nothing bad to say. Another Holy Grail. So this is the Nars Custard Concealer as well, but in the soft matte version. Carving out brows, covering pigmentation, doing the under eye, covering spots. There's like nothing this concealer can't do. The only thing I wouldn't be applying this on is patchy, dry skin. Do not do that. Let's talk about MAC lipsticks. These are Holy Grails. I don't think the formula is groundbreaking, to be honest with you, but MAC always do the best colors. Like, they just get it. And they're just kind of classics, and that's why they are Holy Grails to me, because they're just classics that always work. 2 of them I've had before, 1 of them I haven't had before, but I will swatch them. And after I swatch them, I do alcohol them down, just by the way, in case you're wondering, like, oh my gosh, she's gonna use that on someone. So this is Cream in Your Coffee. I've seen a few people use this color and it looks incredible on them. So that's that one there. So it's a slightly deeper color. It's a slightly deeper, like brown, almost like with a bit of red, like a reddish brown. Velvet Teddy, like, it's just a classic. Honestly, it's a color that doesn't work for me and I don't really like it on myself. However, it always looks great on clients, and clients do request the color too. So I just had to have it in my kit. So that middle one is Velvet Teddy. Kind of sexy. I really like mixing this into nudes. It just gives it a beautiful, like, perfect pink color. But that is kind of sexy there. And I really love putting that in the center. It's very... So next up, new lipsticks I wanted to try out. I'm not going to say I've never tried these before. I've used them and I've recommended them to a lot of customers because the formula is beautiful. But I've always just had so many lipsticks, I've never felt the need to get more nudes. However, when I was doing this shopping spree, I thought, why not? So these are the Mineralist lipsticks. I bought them in the color Balance and Focus. And all these top ones are the MAC ones, and that's Balance there. And it's a really nice nude. That is the Bare Minerals Focus there. This was a bougie purchase. I didn't want to buy anything from Tom Ford because I was like, I already have some really good stuff in my kit from Charlotte Tilbury. I already knew that this was a good foundation, but then I tried it on one customer one last time and it just reminded me of how good it was. It looks like some of the bits are broken in there. I can see some like shards, plastic shards in there. Not in the foundation, but in between the canister and the foundation canister. Something must have broken in the shipping, but anyway, I don't really care. So this is in the color Fawn. This is the Tracer Soft Matte Foundation. I don't know how to explain this. It is matte, but not matte. It's like a satin finish. It just is so beautiful on the skin. It's a light matte. A lot of matte foundations are so fucking heavy, so fucking drying. This looks like skin, except it doesn't give you a glossy shine. And I think sometimes you just need something like this, especially during summer. And I'm so excited to use this on my clients. It's definitely a foundation I would consider trying if you want to splurge a little bit and you're just on the hunt for a new bougie foundation. This is beautiful. So next up, this is probably the most boring Holy Grail, but it is the Duo Lash Glue. I am obsessed with this one. This is for me, really. I don't use this on clients because I feel like it's not the most hygienic method, but I am obsessed with this duo glue. It really does last ages, and I like the wear power on it. I hate the blue duo glue, the one that I used to always buy, the one that everyone uses, but this is phenomenal. I think it works so well, and it's so sticky, and yeah, I'm obsessed with this one. Next one is hair. So hair, I bought 2 of these. These are the Aqueous hair towels. My hair is really frizzy, and so when you use a hair towel, you tend to rub your hair, and it just causes a lot of friction. This again is not a necessity. This is just a want. A lot of brands out there will sell like a version of this, so don't feel like you need to spend like 50 bucks on this. Again, it's just, I've used these before and I do really like them. So basically the point of these is that it just stops you from rubbing your hair with your hair towel. It's much smoother. It doesn't cause any friction on the cuticle, making your hair frizzy. It stops frizz, it stops split ends. I know someone that uses a t-shirt instead of this towel, so there's just so many ways around it. Don't feel like you have to have this. I really love this print. I've always had the white one, but I love the chevron print. I think it's really cute. Basically you pop your head through there, you twist it, and then you button it at the front like that. And it's so nice to feel a fresh one, because my one is so thin because I've had it for years now. Okay, I've spoken about these lashes 1,000 times before. I've spoken about them on my Instagram so many times. So I'm just gonna roll this package out and just kind of show you how many I bought. I bought enough for my kid. So this is 424. This one is 422. So these are a bit more winged out on the end, both of them are. This is very similar to the Morphe Downtown LA lashes, DTLA lashes, and these are quite nice. These are a little bit longer. They've just been a fantastic staple in my kit, and I just really like them. So I've left 2 very special products to the very end of this video. I've just always wanted these, and I've just never purchased them because it just never felt like a necessity, but because I've left the company, I just thought I'd treat myself for the 6 years that I've been with them. So this is the Diptych Bay Car Diffuser. It's so ridiculous because who needs a car diffuser that's $130 something, like, in all honesty? But I felt like I did, so I bought it. I think Diptyque and all the fragrances in Mecca hold a very special place for me because I love fragrance. It captures memories, it captures moments, and I think the fragrances capture my time at Mecca, and Bay in particular. It's a fragrance that I talk about with customers over and over again so many times, and I just wanted to have like a piece of like Mecca with me, I guess, and these fragrances and these products really just kind of capture that time in my life and my career with them. So this is in my never tried before category, I suppose. Wowee! Oh my gosh, I can't believe this is mine. I always see customers buying this for themselves, and I'm just like, oh, I wish I just had one for myself, and it was just so nice to have one for myself. That's the little refill, and when you finish the car diffuser, you can refill it with a different scent. I was contemplating between this and number 34. Oh, it's just so fresh. So it's like that. You crack it open, you pop that in, snap the lid back on, and you can choose to let more of it in, let more of it out. It's really up to you. And lastly, to cap this all off, this has been a dream purchase of mine. I've gifted it to so many people because I've wanted everybody to experience it, but I've never been able to take the plunge and buy it myself, so I'm so excited to be able to finally have it. This is my outdoor Diptych Bay candle. I am so in love with it. I'm so in love, and I can't wait to show you now. I'm just gonna quickly take it off. This is, although it says it's an outdoor candle, I don't really have any intentions or plans on using this outdoors. It's going to be in my room. I don't have any plans on burning it either. It's just like an art piece for me. This is my Bay Diptyque. It's got 5 wicks in there. I don't know if you can see, it's a very big candle. I think this is 1.5 kilos worth of wax, but it's so gorgeous. I don't know what the burn time on this is. I'm assuming it's a very long time. I can't wait to put this in my room. It smells like a dream. But anyway, that means the video is finished. I really hope you got something good out of this. If you just wanted to watch it to see how much I spent, I'm probably not going to tell you the total because it still hurts my heart. This was just a really nice indulgent video on all the products that I've splurged on. I think it would be a waste if I didn't share with you like what I purchased and I just hid them away, especially since there's so many holy grails in there. I thought I'd just make a bloody video out of it. I will see you in my next video, and hopefully you'll see some of these products featured in my makeup tutorials and whatnot. But I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.